Will you be a positive ripple effect in your community? Hi, it's Dr. Lisa Ann Homick, and this is Brain Snob, episode 39. I want everybody to be a brain snob. It's not an insult to be a brain snob. It is a high compliment. It means you know a lot about the brain so you can give yourself amazing life experiences. After all, a burdened brain is lost talent, not to mention a disease magnet. But a performing brain can change the world. Your brain makes your body, you make your life. So when you come to the office, you will get the BFA template and the BFA roadmap for the healing journey. What is BFA? It is Brain First Always. It's the protocol I have added into chiropractic to give you these awesome brain benefits. Today's episode is a part 2. The first part was in episode 38, and the question I was asking, or the statement I made, was don't put your protection plan in a drawer. You take a phone, you buy it, you have a protection plan, you stick it in the drawer, never needing it as far as you know. And if you have luck like mine, you forget where you put the copy of the protection plan. So part 2 of today's episode, I really want to go into the inflammation, toxins, and unresolved stress that really hampers our healing. Because you've got the intelligent life force, you've got the intelligent superhighway, and I explained all that in the prior video. You need receptive tissues and organs in order to receive and use that life-affirming energy. And what gets in the way? The inflammation, the toxins, and the unresolved stress. Let's talk a little bit about each of the 3 of them. Inflammation comes from nutrient deficiencies. If you are if you're deficient in certain nutrients, your body cannot neutralize the free radicals that run wild, because every cell creates energy, gives off energy, and there's always a waste product. Those are free radicals. When you have those free radicals hanging around, they are attacking the body. Nutrients are supposed to neutralize them, and if you're lacking the nutrients, then they're running wild. This is my favorite saying, free radicals running wild. And they are, and they're causing damage to the body. And that is inflaming. The damage becomes inflaming, and there's an inflammatory reaction. So first off, don't be deficient in nutrients. That's important. A diet high in anti-nutrients is also going to be inflaming to the body. And what do I call anti-nutrients? Things the body can't break down and use. It's not food, so I call it anti-nutrients. They're not adding to your body. They're not promoting body health. Grains, sugars, and seed oils, they're the top 3. And then some people are actually very sensitive to certain vegetables. You've got to figure out which ones don't work for you. I know I'm talking about really idolized things here, and so not everyone looks at me with a lot of happy smiles. They get mad at me when I say that, but you've got to look at the anti-nutrients and figure out where are you putting, where are they coming from in your diet. That's important. It's a hard topic to talk about with people. Very emotional. People are very attached to their anti-nutrients, I'm sorry to say. People also have a burdened digestive tract, so if you're not breaking down food, large particles of food actually get into the bloodstream. We call this leaky gut, and then an inflammatory response has to try to counteract that. And it's not always successful because there's not enough healing in the digestive tract, so it's just an ongoing cycle of inflammation and damage. And also, this is important, high insulin and high blood sugar. That's an automatic inflammation. It's going on because the high insulin creates an immune response. When your insulin gets high, your whole immune system says, oh my gosh, we've got to handle all this extra sugar. And it goes into an immune system response because it thinks it's in danger, because the immune system is on that high alert. So inflammation, that is the short answer to it. Toxins. We live in a toxic world. We live in a dirty world. We've got to make peace with that. We've got to reduce the toxins that we're exposed to and just try to really manage it. We have to manage it because we sometimes feel like it's not worth it to even try because the toxic load is so extreme nowadays. Some people can handle it. They have a better toxic tolerance. We don't want to get tolerant. We want to reduce it so we can have more healing. Molds, that's a biggie. Molds are a toxin, very toxic to the body. Heavy metals, of course. Medications, look up the medications that damage the mitochondria. They are officially called toxins. Household chemicals and cleaners, anything in the house that came from a factory. Furniture, carpeting, the paints, the varnish. And some people are very sensitive to these things and have to go the extra mile to reduce their exposure. And also consider electromagnetic frequencies. That's a whole nother topic, but take into consideration that they are also damaging to the cell, and there are ways we can protect ourselves so we don't have to live in a cave. There are other avenues. And the unresolved stress. If you have cortisol that's constantly being spiked because of fight or flight, that's hard on the body. And so thoughts turn on chemicals in the body. And getting a handle on that can help people change the way they look at things. We can't change things as they happen to us, but we can change the way we make opinions about them toward ourselves, because a lot of times we turn these opinions inward and they become damaging to the body. A nervous system that resets poorly is going to be an unresolved stress. So if your nervous system is always on fight or flight and it kind of gets out of practice where it can't go back to homeostasis, can't get back to balance, that's tough on the body as well. And then I'm repeating myself, mitochondria and DNA damage is an unresolved stress. That there's something going on that's constantly harming the mitochondria, constantly harming the DNA. So focus on these things, and we can look at how to add positive, beneficial habits to our life in order to improve that, so our tissues and organs are more receptive. Remember, a dead organ cannot receive that life-affirming message. So let's boost it up. Let's get the inflammation out of our lives, the toxins out of our lives, and the unresolved stress. And that's my timer telling me I have talked enough. So I'm going to conclude conclude. I can't even run my own phone. Okay, hit the correct button and you'll get the correct response. So how do we do these things to get some of this inflammation out of the body? I have a flow chart that I scrawled out on this legal pad. And if you want to go into more detail and look at the different stresses that seem hard to deal with, they're always there, they're persistent. How can we handle them? Let's take a look at the flow chart. This is a doable formula. It looks complicated, but that's because I have so much going on in my brain. It just drives me crazy that I'm constantly thinking of different ways to present the material. So you got to put up with me and my craziness, but I do want everybody to become a brain snob. That's the beneficial part, understanding your brain. How do we do that? Well, we read the blog. It's called createpurpose.com, and you watch the orientation video. Also, you make your comments in these YouTube videos and start interesting discussions. And there is a subscription button. Please click on that one. There is a notification bell. Please click on that one. And also hit the like button. But something that's really helpful is to just take the link of this video and share it with your friends. Put it on your Facebook page, or send them a direct email and share this information so you can be a positive ripple effect in your community. Thanks for watching.